Hey guys, welcome to Frankie Salon. My name's Pete, this is Brooke and Amy, my two style directors, and today we're going to be taking you through how to create some amazing blondes like on our Instagram. Alright guys, so this is my gorgeous model Beth, and she's getting her hair coloured for the first time, so I'm very grateful. My objective for today is to create something that is like Beth has just gone to Greece for a few months and has come back from holiday. So it'll be completely lived in, completely natural, a bit of highlighting around the face, and just a few nice ribbons of colour coming through the ends. But something that's a really, really easy, simple technique that would take in the salon about 30 minutes, and then it will look amazing, and it will look like she's literally just been on holiday. You ready?
Ready.
Let's do it. All right guys, so today for my formula, I'm not gonna be using an enlightener, and I feel like often when people are doing a virginal color, they often go straight to a bleach or an enlightener. So today, I'm gonna be using a high lift tint or an ELC, and my tonal value is gonna be Pastel B and Pastel V. My mixing ratio will be 1:2, and I'll be using 40 volume to get maximum lift. My brand of foil, which I love, is Foil Me Foil Wide Flat, and my choice of brush is from All right, so for my ELC or high lift tint, I'm gonna have 40 grams of color, and it's really important that you're very specific with your actual, not just putting it in, actually make sure that you're reading it properly. And I'm gonna have 4 grams of each tone. 4 grams of each tone, so my tonal value will be 8 grams of pigment. Normally would be 4 to a standard 40 gram mix, but I want to have that extra pigment in there. So I'm going to have 4 grams of pastel blue, and then I'm going to have 4 grams of pastel violet, and I'm going to have 80 grams of 40 vol. There's one thing having a great sectioning pattern and great foiling technique, but I'm much more of a visual colorist, so I'll actually look at the hair and go, I want to see lightness here, where is it a bit flat? I want to see lightness coming through. I don't want my ends to be too saturated with color, and I want it to look just really natural. So where I'm going to focus on today is mainly around Beth's hairline. Then I'm going to be coming through and making sure that when these pieces fall through, that I'm going to be seeing some nice ribbons of color coming through in here, and vice versa, matching on the other side. I'm not going to over color through the top because I mainly want to do a halo of color all the way around the bottom, and then I'll just have a few connecting pieces coming through to make sure that I don't have a dark blanket and then just lightness underneath, but I've got nice pieces of color coming all the way through. It is going to be super soft and super natural, but it is a great way to introduce your clients to color without making them feel over-colored. Back of Beth's hairline on the same angle as her hairline. My sections will be inch wide. As I said before, I don't want to be creating too much color coming through for Beth for her first time. With this section, just change me Beth, thank you so much. Taking it from the face all the way down to the nape of the neck. I'll then be taking a really wide flat weave, like so, and then I'm actually going to be teasing that coming from about halfway down the hair, pushing that hair all the way up because I want that really, really soft blend. I'm going to try to avoid to tone Beth today, just to minimize time and also for the client. That way the color's not going to change either, so it'll just stay the same from today as to when she comes and has it done in a few months' time. Placing the foil right up, I'm going to be pushing that back coming up further into the root, and then with my brush, keeping it flat, starting halfway down, painting towards the bottom, and I'm going to turn my brush around, and I'm going to actually flick the color up to the root and feather that up. So we've got no harsh lines anywhere. My brush is really flat and coming through, and I'm making sure that I've got plenty of product on that foil, and really not just painting it on, but working it in, flipping your brush around and saturating that hair. Another really good trick that I use is to fold the bottom of the foil up, keeping this hair here, and if we fold that there, this hair here is left in the cold. But if I flip it up again, it's now close to the root, which is creating more heat on those bottom bits, which means they'll be brighter coming through the bottom. So what I've got here is I've done my first 2 foils, which are both really wide flat weaves that are being backcombed. This hair is really, really, really important to color because it's what swings around underneath and what we see coming through. So what I'm gonna do is here, so it's really soft, is I'm just gonna pinch the bottom, and I'm gonna heavily tease this because I don't want there to be much color, but I want it to have little pops of color coming down underneath. Beautiful, thank you. And what that teasing does is, so if you think about why we're teasing, it's removing all of this hair that is from down here up here. And then when we pull that out, it blends the hair. the less teasing, the more color. The more teasing, the less color. So I think if you back comb heaps and heaps and heaps, you're not going to get much color down here. Pat comb a little bit, you're going to get much more saturation. I've gone into the medium, so I want to see a bit of a pop, but not too much. Again, with painting this on, saturating the bottom heavily, that's where I want to see some color, and I'm just going to be working my way up and sort of a little bit higher towards the face and a little bit lower towards the nape of the neck. Just constantly feathering and making sure we've got heaps and heaps and heaps of saturation. A really great tip as well, to get that really beautiful seamless blend, instead of just taking your sections straight down and back combing and then painting, if we over direct them forward this way, and then we paint, and then when that drags back, you end up just getting this really beautiful sweep of color. This is a really great example. If you just have a look here, Beth's natural hair is literally got this blonde streak coming through here. Normally when we go to Greece every year, this this happens naturally. So what I'm going to try and do is actually just mimic that blur from here into that lightness. So if I was doing a standard face frame, I'd probably be foiling to the root. However, I've been given very strict instructions that there was to be no stripe or anything at the front. So I'm going to be teasing all of my sectioning to avoid any of that really hard line. I'm going to leave Beth's natural color out at the very front, because I don't want there to be that right on the hairline. But just behind that, following the shape of the hairline, I'm going to be doing everything within my power to make it soft. So to make things soft, I'm going to be weaving, and I'm going to be back combing. So I'm going to be weaving out my section really, really fine, and then I'm actually going to be back combing that as well. So even more softness. And if she says it isn't soft, there's nothing more we can do. What I'm going to do now, I've gone a bit rogue from my plan, but we're going to leave some exposed pieces out. Because I'm not going to be putting them in the foil, they're going to be even softer than what I've done in the foil, because it doesn't have the heat to process it, but I'm just going to freehand just a few sprinkles of colour coming through here. Alright guys, so this is Beth. We have finished off. She's just got back from Greece and it looks amazing. So what we ended up doing was just going around and doing a few more foils than first anticipated. I got stuck into Beth's hair, and there's so much hair. So to get that dimension, I did add a few more than I wanted to, but I'll put that on my head sheet. And what we have done in the end is done like more of a halo of colour. So as all of this opens up, we have all these beautiful ribbons of colour coming through. There's no toner in this at all, so the colour actually won't change. I think that's one of the things that we want to take away from today, is that sometimes we don't need to always just go for the bleach. You can go for a high lift tint and get beautiful tonal colours that have no damage at all. You happy?
I'm so happy.
Amazing!
I love it.